Okay, hi everyone. So I am going to do number 27 in 3.5. And ironically, or I guess it was planned by the publishing company, but 27 and 3.6 is the exact same problem. But we're going to do them two different ways. 3.5, we're doing it the way where we, I don't want to get them mixed up. Oh, we distribute, right? So, and then 3.6 is where we clear the fractions. So I'm going to first, let me get a different color. I'm going to first distribute this 1/4, and then distribute the negative 1/2. So 1/4 times 8y is going to be 8 over 4y plus 4 times a 1/4. So that's 4 over 4 minus 17 equals, now I'm going to distribute this negative 1/2. So negative 1/2 times 4 is going to be negative 4 over 2y. And then be careful here because I have a negative and a negative. So it's going to turn into a positive 8 over 2. Okay, so that was just simple distribution. And now I'm going to simplify these fractions. So 8 divided by 4 is 2y plus 1 minus 17 equals negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2y plus 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. Okay? So I can combine these like terms, right? So that's going to be 2y minus 16 equals negative 2y plus 4. And this should start to look more like the problems we did earlier in our homework in 3.5. So I want the variables on one side and I want the constant on the other side. So I'm going to first add 2y to both sides. And in the same step, I'm going to add 16 to both sides, just to save a little bit of time. Okay, so 2y plus 2y is 4y. This is going to cross out. Equals negative 2y plus y crosses out. And then 4 plus 16 is 20. So 4y equals 20. Divide both sides by 4. So I get y equals 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay, we're going to do this problem, the same problem, but it's in 3.6. It's also number 27 in the homework. So if you didn't notice, that's kind of interesting. But this time we want to clear the denominators, we want to clear those fractions. So we're going to do it a different way. And when we clear the fractions, remember we want to look at the denominators, and we're going to go with the greater one. We don't want to go with the factor. We want to go with the multiple. Okay, so we're looking for the LCM, which is the least common multiple, and that would be 4. So we're going to multiply this side by 4. And the thing that you have to be careful of is when you multiply the side, you have to multiply the whole side, which means you're going to distribute that 4 to the 17. And then we're going to also multiply this side by 4. Okay? So when I do that, there's actually 2 terms in here. So I'm going to multiply that by this term, then multiply the 4 by 17. And then over on this side, I'm going to multiply, actually just have one term. Okay, so I'm not distributing on this side. It looks like I have 2 terms because I have this subtraction sign, but that's inside a parentheses. So I just multiply the 4 by that whole thing. It's like if I had negative 1/2 x instead of what's in the parentheses, let's just call that x. If I had that times 4, there's nothing to distribute, right? I just multiply it by 4. That's not what I have. I don't have x. I have 4y minus 8 instead of x. But what I'm explaining is we don't have to distribute this 4 into the parentheses because of how it's in the parentheses. So let me just erase this side note. Come on, select. Okay, I want to delete this so we don't confuse anyone. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead with my distributing. So I have 4 times 1/4 times 8y plus 4. Come on, pen. It's actually not my pen. I found out it's this recording service that I'm using. Times 4, or minus 4 times 17, which is 68. Okay. And that's going to be 4 times 1/2, which is 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we're going to call this negative 2. 4 times negative 1/2 is negative 2. And we're going to multiply that by 4y minus 8. Okay. Can simplify this. 4 times 1/4. That's actually going to cross simplify, just be 1. So I can just cross those guys out. And then on this side I have 8y plus 4 it's starting to get funny on me, minus 68 equals, and now I distribute this 2. So remember, before we didn't distribute the 4, but now I have to distribute this negative 2. So it's going to be negative 8, negative 2 times 4y is negative 8y. And then negative 2 times negative 8. Careful with those negatives. It's going to be a positive. Negative 2 times negative 8 is going to be positive 16. I have 2 negatives. It turns into a positive. Okay, so this should look a little bit more like what we had previously. I can combine these terms. It's 4 minus 68. I get negative 64. So 8y minus 64. On y minus 64. I'm going to need to find a new recording service. It's not good. Equals negative 8y plus 16. Okay. And from there, now I'm going to collect my y's on one side and my constants on the other side. So I'm going to add 8y to both sides, add 8y. Oh boy, that's an 8. And I'm going to add 64 to put it on the other side. Okay, so then I will get, I'm sorry guys, I'm just going to talk. So then I'll get 16y equals 80. So if you work this out, the 64's cross out, so I get 8y plus 8y is 16y. And then on the other side, I'll get 16 plus 64, so that's 80. So I get plus sign. I get 16y equals 80. And then I divide both sides because 16y is a multiplication. So to unravel that, I divide both sides by 16. And 80 divided by 16 comes out to y equals 5. So that's the same problem done two different ways, 3.5 versus 3.6, and we get y equals 5 both times. So this one, it was the same problem. What we did here was we distributed first, combined our like terms, brought our y's on one side, our constants on the other side, and we got y equals 5. This and 3.6, we're trying to get rid of the fractions. So here we had fractions. Here we're getting rid of our fractions. So we want to clear them out by multiplying by the least common multiple. And in this case, it would be 4. So we multiplied both sides by 4. This was a little bit of a challenging problem because that 4 had to get distributed on the left side. But because of the terms on the right side, we didn't distribute that 4. And then our problem became what it has been all along. We combine our like terms, we put our variables on one side, our constants on the other side, and then we get to solve for that variable. So I hope that helps. I'm going to stop and re-record so I can show you some more problems from 3.6 without it lagging on me. And we'll stay tuned. Bye.